Slight warning, this video is very... Oh wait, wrong mode. This video is very disjointed. Viewer indiscretion is advised. This is just me basically learning how to use the new Lumix camera we have, because I think we're going to be using that for the foreseeable future. So if you enjoy this, that's great. Leave a like, and let's go. Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Redux, and welcome back to another video about technology. It's just not going to go very well because my cards are dying, you know, these ones, and well, I don't really have any better cards than these, so you know what, we're just gonna have to deal with it. This is a video on the Canon GX10 consumer camcorder. Now, I had the VIXIA GF60, which came out in 2019. This is 2 years older. This is a VIXIA GX10 that came out in 2017. So that's 7 years old, but it's still a very, very good camcorder. However, it stayed pretty expensive. It probably was like $2,000 when it was new, but right now it's, well, 1,200 bucks. No biggie. So about the same price as one of the other ones nowadays, but anyway. So this is a consumer camcorder that can shoot in 4K 60. Now, why is that so significant? Well, that's because you can't really get one of those, like at all. They just simply don't exist. This is the only one that I'm aware of that can do it, and it's 7 years old. They never updated this product. Canon just kind of left this as is, kind of like Apple left the 2013 Mac Pro for like 7 years and then didn't update it until 2019. No wait, I can't math, that's 6 years. Anyway, my point still stands. We bought this used on B&H Photo and Video for like 1,200 bucks or something, and well, it's definitely used. Definitely has some marks of use. But other than that, it seems to work perfectly fine, apart from the speaker sounding a tad blown out, but that's really par for the course with these things. Although I've never seen a speaker being blown out in a camcorder before. That's a new one to me. This camcorder cannot shoot in PCM audio. It can only shoot AAC 256K, which is okay. I mean, it could be worse. It could be AC3, which is a 1980s digital sound format that some camcorders still record in for some reason. But this seems to record in the same way that the, for example, the Canon EOS R10 does, which, yeah, there's gonna be another video on these pieces of shit. So why am I talking about a very old camcorder? This is 7 years old. Why? Well, it can shoot 4K 60. Why is that important for me? Well, I'm not the best at video making in terms of keeping my hands still. So as I'm holding it, I'm shaking a lot. Like I want to basically make a video where I'm pointing the camcorder at something on the table. And of course, I'm not very tall. I'm only 5'6". So, yeah, that's going to be quite difficult to do with a normal camera, so I had to get a camcorder. But, you know, what camcorder shoots in 4K 60? Well, this is the only one, and, well, knowing Canon, their cameras always have very, very good video quality in the dark, at least compared to everyone else that I've tested their cameras, and, well, Canon seems to be the best in that respect. I'm sure there's better, but for camcorders, this is the best. For shooting in low light, anyway. It's just brilliant. But the problem is it's 7 years old, meaning there's no warranty anymore, and Canon may not even be able to honor the warranty even if there was one, because it's a 7-year-old product. If it breaks in 3 years, this thing is gonna be 10 years old. Who still keeps parts for a 10-year-old product if it's even under warranty at all, which it probably wouldn't be after 10 years, I mean, duh. So I think this has some programmable buttons here and there. Yeah, here's one, it's a custom button, but that's not really what I'm interested in. I was interested in 4K 60 and the video quality. Now, for some reason, this has double, this is 2 Digic DV6 image processors, which is weird. Like, I don't know why they would need 2 of them, or what you would even use the other one for, because, well, all the others only have one, so I don't know what the hell that's about, but whatever. I get an extra one to go with the already one that I already use, whatever. Maybe it uses 2 when it actually does processing, who the hell knows. But one thing that I do know is this has a fan. And actually, a lot of camcorders have fans, which I didn't know, but it makes a lot of sense. You know, because the onward march of technology, everything getting worse and worse as time goes on, which companies pretend is better and better. Well, this one has a fan probably because it has 2 Digic DV6 processors, and they're all in here, you know, with the SD card slots here, which it has double, as 2 slots, which the GF60 also had. Let me zoom in on that. There you go, you can see the double slots. That's a bit dirty, but anyway. So yeah, it has 2 slots, and right below the slot, SD card slot release latch, you can see a little speaker. Now this thing sounds a little bit blown out. I don't think I can, well, let's see if I can have you hear what it sounds like. This is probably not going to focus very well, but whatever, because I can't see the screen. I'd have to flip it around, and I can't do that on this. Anyway, let's see how blown out the speaker really is. Let's turn it on here. Okay, it's on. Now there's going to be a warning. That sounds really bad. It sounds so weird. It's like, I don't know. Oh, and let me, now we can see that it has a fan, right? Well, where's the vents? Well, they're just, you know, on the side here. Here's the exhaust vent right there. And here is the, wow, this Lumix really has trouble with this. Here's the air intake. And of course, it has a few ports here where, you know, you pull it up and it has mini HDMI, not micro HDMI, thank goodness. A mini USB, which I think also is a host port, but I could be wrong about that. And of course, a microphone port. And the flap is easy enough to get off. It's not a pain in the ass or anything like some of the other cameras I have. Here's the zoom rocker here, which is all right. It's basically just like an upgraded GF60. Now there's a mini advanced shoe somewhere. Where is it? Well, of course it's under here. Pull this up and I don't know what you're supposed to do with this, but yeah, that pulls up and reveals a shoe there. You can put a flash up there, I think. Maybe a microphone. I think this is just a normal like mechanical mount. Like, there's no electrics here. And of course, there's more controls on the side, but I've never used those, so I'm not even going to talk about those. Neither am I going to talk about this knob. I'm not sure what that does. Maybe it's white balance or focus or something. This is the focus ring. I know that much though. But you can also use it as a zoom ring if you configure it in software to do that. That is. And the battery it's actually pretty large. It's the large variant from Canon, which has intelligence in it, so it won't shut off if you run out of power when it's still recording. It has enough intelligence to know that it's dying, and it'll save the file before it dies completely. This is a 19 watt-hour battery. That's way less than I thought, but hey, it's 2017. So yeah, and this is a fairly long battery. I think Vivitar sells batteries that are a little bit bigger than this for this series of camera. And for some reason, I can't find them anywhere on the internet, even though I did have one. The GF60 that I had came with a Vivitar battery that was bigger than the Canon ones. So I don't know where that is on the internet, but I can't find it. And on the back here, we have more buttons that I never ever use. We have this viewfinder, which won't work unless you pull it up or pull it out from where it is, and it, like, you know, looks like that. You can collapse it back in, but what it also does is you can pan it upwards. So you know, if you're doing your shit like, oh no, I can't see. So yeah, there's also another programmable button and the recording button right here. But under the little rubber flap here, which is normally stuck on there pretty good, but for some reason it's not going in. There it goes. You just pull it up and it reveals a remote jack, a headphone jack, and the DC input jack. Thank goodness. And this is a bit of a side note, but the DC brick that this uses is gratuitously large for how much power it supplies. I think it's like 30 watts or something. And it's like as big as it's like twice the size of a MacBook power brick. It's insane. Here's the microphones up on the top. And of course, here's the lens with a lens crap on it. It is a Sensei lens cap, which is weird that it's not a Canon one, because Canon definitely had their own. My GF60 had one, but you can take it off. That's not hard to do. And the diameter is 58 millimeters. It has it molded into the plastic in here, which is a bit weird. And here's the Canon 4K video lens, which is a bit cringy, but whatever. marketing. And one thing that a camcorder is also, and one thing that is very important in a camcorder is the zoom functionality, because if you don't have that, it's not really a camcorder. So you have a 15x optical zoom right here, which let me tell you is far enough. So you kind of insert your hand into the grip like this. There's no stylus or anything. It's not a touch screen, I don't think. Wait, yeah, it is a touchscreen. I'm just stupid. So we have a touchscreen here. Can't remember how big it is, but you can see what you're doing. And more importantly, you can see it in the sun. Not very clearly, but you can see it enough to know what you're filming and to know if it's zoomed in too far or whatever. Here's some more programmable buttons. And the screen, when you flip it up, it's hiding a display button, which is also battery info. Actually, I'm not sure what these all do, but I think this is display and battery info. This is some kind of a turn button. It's also a programmable button. This is another programmable button that right now is set to pre-record, which I guess is a cool feature. And tucked away here, which is kind of hard to locate until you locate it and then you just remember it's in a stupid location, is the joystick with the set button in the middle, which is also select, and the menu button. I've looked for that probably 5 times during shooting, not remembering where it is. It's not a great place for it. All right, so let's turn this thing on, shall we? Flip up the screen. You can either put it in media mode or turn it off, or put it in camera mode. Let's put it in media mode, see what we have. Makes that chime. Shit. Okay, now that we're back in this view, let's turn the camera on. Flip out the LCD. And turn it on. You can actually turn it on without flipping up the LCD, but, well, I want you to see what I'm doing. Makes that distorted chime, does its adjusting and stuff, and there you go. And of course, there's no memory card, so yeah. But as you can see, if I did have a memory card in here, it would be recording at 4K 60, or 4K 59.94, which is about 60 FPS. That's the NTSC 60 FPS, I believe. But it's at the same bitrate as the 4K 30 mode on the GF70 and the GF60, which makes sense because they're in the same line. But if you've seen that camcorder, this will look very familiar to you. You have, you know, your recording options. Here's your more recording options. Which this will only do 4K 60. Oh, no, wait, I think I can do 4K. Yeah, I can do 4K 30 as well, but yeah. 4K 60 is a much more useful resolution for me and for a lot of people who do action stuff, like stuff while on the move. Wow, these buttons are hard to hit, Jesus. X, close out. Okay, I think you can navigate it with the thumb thing, right? Yeah, you can use this thing to navigate with it. Jesus, focus. Focus. You can use this to navigate. So, yeah. Of course, this thing can also take still photos. That's not really a main feature, but this thing can do it. And yeah, I think it's about the same resolution as the video mode. So it's not like you're getting any extra resolution with it like you would on some camcorders. So yeah, I'm not sure why you would use photo instead of video. So yeah, that's my overview of the Canon GX10. Now I actually will have to put a card in here because I want you to see the video quality. Now this is going to be pretty subjective, only because, well, you can't really see what things should look like because, you know, we don't really have a camera that can capture perfect video or perfect pictures yet. So, well, I mean, listen closely, kids, because this may define your reality. Oh, well, for the next minute or so. Up in the top left corner, you will see what the image should look like, aka footage from my Lumix camera, and for the rest of the screen, you will see the camcorder footage from the GX10. Let's go. I'm gonna take my S5 II off the tripod, and let's see this in action. This is going to be very, very awkward to do. Let me put this back on. Oh God. Oh no. Ah, I got it, okay. So here we go, I just pressed the record button and you can't really see this, but whatever. So yeah, here's the, I'm never gonna use this footage, this is shit, okay. This camera definitely seems to be recording way more blue than is actually in the picture. This Lumix does a way better job of representing the actual environment. Like, this is about what it looks like. The Lumix is doing a very good job of representatively or representatively, whatever the hell it's called. You know, this looks just like it looks to me in real life. This doesn't. This is really, really, really blue, and that is actually how the picture comes out. It's not. There it goes. As you can see, it's just way more blue, and that's not just the LCD on this thing. Like this, it just captures differently. And what's weird is, this isn't actually the case. After I filmed this entire video, I went on my iMac and later onto my editing machine here and discovered that it didn't actually record the blueness. That's just the LCD, so keep that in mind. And it's weird because in other scenes, it was actually blue, the way it was recorded and the way that I saw it on the screen, but in this scene, no. The recorded picture is not as blue as it was on the LCD, which is weird. Ah, God, that was hurting my hand. Let me turn this off. Whoops. I switched it to media mode. Dumbass. But anyway, that's our look at the Canon VIXIA GX10 for now. Thanks for watching, and if you liked this video, please subscribe, leave a like, and comment about which part was your favorite. And if you've used this camera, comment as well, because I want to know how many of these are still out there being used, because, well, if this is the only 4K 60 camcorder by Canon, someone's got to still be using them. I'll see you all in the next live stream, video, or short, whatever that may be. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a great rest of your evening.